three, four.
Out. We all thought it was a good idea, but we don't. So
well, that was live. This is
it's your
where
fault, man.
this is where Brad calls me out for if anything does go wrong.
You pressed on it. So
I
it's
did.
Like, well, we better do it.
Yeah, we better do it. So we talked too much before we actually started. So I want to put that on Brad.
All the content's gone.
Actually, on that, Brad, wait, it's your fault. I just want everybody to know that it's your fault
I'm late.
We're pointing
that we're
fingers
late.
now.
Yeah,
That's all we're doing.
I did point my finger. I did point my finger. So yeah, Nick Gibson.
What's up, guys?
Thank you. Nick was the hardest person to convince to get here.
I had the farthest drive.
You did have the farthest drive.
The first one to show up, though.
Yeah, he was the first to show up. Was the
You
first to
texted her,
show
like, I'm
up.
almost there. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be late.
And Brad
Yes.
Brad Magar,
I'm here.
the Magar, and Jonny
Cheers.
Undiano. I think I'm the only person that calls you that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you have another nickname.
I've got plenty.
You've got plenty of nicknames.
Rocco doesn't
Yeah.
get a mic.
I'd actually like to hear a few of them.
My dad called me Pigpen
Uh-oh.
growing up
Sweet.
because I was always dirty, which I
I can
guess
see
holds
that.
true today.
You still like that,
I'm
too.
still a grease monkey.
I'm wondering if there's any of these that we can
Oh.
actually pull in.
That's great. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's a pretty good nickname.
I
I used it as an email for a while.
never got any nicknames for from my family. So that's kind of a bummer. All my nicknames were given by the hood.
That's right. Your
Yeah.
street nickname.
The street names. The street
Phenom.
names. Had Phenom. Had Ghetto B.
Oh, I remember that one.
Ghetto B was that was a long lasting one. That was a long lasting one. That came with the mixtapes too. Yep.
Remember those days?
But yeah, the edit you just released on GnarCast featured.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
so-
Yeah.
That was.
Had some old crew on there.
In
I
case
forgot
you
about
didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I chose that one because the that had like a lot of people in it. You know, like a lot of the people that we haven't talked to in a while. I was like,
Exactly.
Sam was in there.
For real.
Sam.
That was a good crew for sure.
Sam. Yeah. Yeah. We need to. Oh, we should. What other clips should we bring back? Because like we're bringing the YouTube's getting filled up. You know, we're putting more stuff
all
in
the
the
old
YouTube
stuff?
with the old stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like random, whatever. You know, but we probably should push a few more of them.
I always wish we had older stuff, but
Should go through the
it's
dumping
hard to find.
clips.
The dumping clips is good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
There's a lot
want
of
to.
random
Taylor, talking to you, bud.
Oh,
We need to get. I want to do like a compilation of all the dumping clips.
Best of.
It's
Ooh,
all
that could
complete.
span like a lot
Yeah,
of years.
it was a lot. Yeah, we did it for a while.
It's like you basically filmed a full part. Like,
Yeah.
Through that entirety.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
so much footage of just everybody.
There is, yeah. When I dig on the hard drives and look through like each of our folders, like there's a lot of stuff in there.
What do you
Um,
think your oldest date in there, like year date, is in there?
I think I have some stuff back from like 2009,
Seriously,
maybe
I thought pre-2010.
9, 10, something like that. I know Syndicate was coming around, was around.
Still
then.
around.
Was around then, yeah. Because I know we were doing a lot of stuff, a lot of
They had a
videos
good
with them.
run for a while GnarCast was in its conception.
Yeah.
We didn't have any boards then, did we?
We didn't do boards when Syndicate was around.
Just stickers and people yelling at random places like
Yeah.
roller skating Eureka. People were talking about
Yeah.
Naruto.
Yeah. Yeah. Eureka.
That's how it started. That's where.
Eureka. Yeah.
That's the original place.
Every
really.
single Eureka edit was awesome.
There was.
We
Yeah.
had many times we went there we didn't even film.
Mhm.
I mean, in the summer, basically there.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be, just having fun.
Like, it
And
didn't matter if
swimming.
it was- yeah, and
Swimming.
didn't
Swimming's
matter if
the
it was
biggest thing.
102
Yeah.
degrees,
Which
just
Which
skated.
we're there now. I want to say that like we're there now. Like in the swimming
Oh, yeah.
We're
time.
definitely a few weeks out.
Yeah.
I've been doing that the last few weeks just to soak my knee.
Mhm. Oh
In
yeah.
the freezing cold water.
Yeah. Rehab. Yeah.
For sure.
Walk up the creek,
Um,
float down in the tube.
And oh yeah. So you know what people do probably want to know is how your recovery's going.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Still pretty sore. Can't really skate yet. Been
Is there an E
pushing around.
ETA?
I'd say another month or so just to build back up the, when you like feel that like impact. I can't do that yet. Like I was trying to shovel
It's
today. I was
sketchy.
trying to dig a hole and I couldn't use this leg to kind of do
Was
that.
that the
with,
same
so
surgery you had?
No, I think but yours just a clean out for now, right?
They took out 80% of my meniscus. So
wow.
it's like the doctor told me, he was like, man, you might need to put some new cartilage in there in the coming years if it doesn't heal up 100%. He's like, because when we take out that much, which I took out quite a bit of it, he was like, I would suggest putting on something there. He's like, it's easy. It's just like putting new brakes on a car. I'm like, shit. Why didn't you do that while you're already in there?
Put the brakes on all at the same time. man.
Exactly.
I didn't know that we were that modular.
Exactly. Yeah, it's another 3 weeks off of work for me, which is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're back to work now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been back for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
3 or 4 weeks.
And you said you skated. You did skate on the road.
I pushed around, but
Yeah.
that's the hardest thing because this is my leg that's on the board, so. it's
Oh,
all the
right.
All the pressure.
The pressure,
balances on
yeah.
that.
You know when you push, you have to bend it just
Mhm.
enough.
Mhm.
It's that muscle that really, this top muscle really needs to.
Yeah.
That's the part that has to really come back,
Yeah.
improve the
And
knee
it's
strength.
just the more you do it, the better it gets.
Repetitions.
Yeah. Finally
Yeah.
starting to get back into it like that, but I went kayaking the other day and it worked.
Oh yeah. You were talking about going to the Siloam kayak park.
Oh,
Is
okay,
that
cool.
place still?
It was raging, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty fast, and
Figured it
I
was.
couldn't really carry my kayak. That was the hardest part, was carrying it back up, so I only went like 2 times. It was really
I
hard.
took my big one down there one time after knee surgery, and I'm like, I'm walking it back up. I'm like, nope, this sucks.
Yeah.
Went down twice, and I just
Yeah.
like went down in my vest after
Yeah.
that.
How was the
Screw
water?
that.
It was pretty
Was it
chilly,
pretty chilly?
but it felt good on my knee. After I did that, I just kind of stood out there in the shallows, let my knee soak for like 10 minutes, and left. It was just nice to get out in the water and feel the boat again. It's kind of hard and wobbly.
Well, up before that section's even like a good float.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
to
we
that
like
point.
Some of
a
that,
good day
yeah.
float before you get to the
Mhm.
whitewater park.
I think they're building another one, like 4 miles downstream from that,
Yeah, I heard
a
about
little bit
that.
further into Oklahoma. It's supposed to be even bigger.
Isn't there a big one up here in Springdale or somewhere that they're building in Fayetteville area?
They were supposed to build one down in Fayetteville at the old where the
West
West
Fork?
Fork hits,
Yeah.
but it's nothing's changed. It's still the same down there, and it's kind of trashy, and that's what they're looking to do is clean it up. But
That would be cool. We need more stuff like that.
oh yeah, in town would be cool.
Well, I know that there was in like the funds that the Walton Family Foundation tried to push out that are like allocated towards like outdoor activity stuff. I know that kayaking was like a part of that,
Yeah.
and I even think that
They
that,
threw in on that new
kayak
one.
park was
Yeah, the one in Siloam, they
Mhm.
threw in on that, and the new one past Siloam, they're throwing it on too.
Uh-huh.
And I think they're part of the one down in.
Well, they're seeing how good the
Or-
one's doing. I mean, that place is always
that place
packed
is
on the
packed.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Especially
can
people
and you can
taking
boulder
out
there too. Like
Yeah.
they have little bouldering things,
Was it
and you can
packed?
fish right just under the
Right.
bridge right there. Really
Like I
easy.
said, there's a float before, so that's like a pretty common takeout. It's right
Mhm.
before all that.
I've seen
whitewater
dudes
stuff.
down there surfing on
Yeah.
that wave.
There was 2
on
dudes
paddleboard,
there when
just
I went
standing-
there.
just
There was
staying
no
still.
one-
Mm-hmm.
There was no one there when I went because that was right before that big storm.
Too cold.
Right.
It was Saturday before that big storm that rolled through.
Like
and
I said,
everyone was like,
About a month out before that place, it's just like, where do I park?
Oh, yeah.
on the weekends.
So many people with tents and music.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
wild.
but that's tight. Like I mean, that means that the there's being a supportive scene behind it.
Oh yeah.
And I can imagine places that that retail stuff like Pack Rat and Lewis and Clark.
The place out in Avoca? No, what is that? They
Oh,
sell
yeah.
kayaks out there like crazy.
Yeah.
That's like the main spot you'd buy kayaks.
Mhm.
But yeah.
There's other places though. I mean, there's other stores that
Mm-hmm.
do kayak sales. Anyways,
Academy.
yeah, Academy. I was just saying that there's like there's gonna be a they're gonna put stuff in and then there's
It's
gonna,
like another division of a tourism that's pretty cool.
Mhm. Well, I think that one thing that I definitely want to touch on I don't know if we need to do it on this show. We could, but we can talk about Border Town. But I know that has there been any kind of like, have you released anything talking about Border Town since Border Town has closed?
No, not on the Instagram or Facebook or anything really.
I saw the Instagram was active like a little bit after they closed, but
But
Yeah,
that's you running it, right?
Yeah,
That Nick,
when-
you running it?
when people share stuff on there, like it'll pop up on my notifications and I'll reshare it. If it's
Reshare.
like a weird memory on
Yeah.
the story, but I haven't made any like hard post or anything
Right,
like that.
right.
I don't know if I will. You never know. We'll see.
it'd be cool to do like an overall like Border Town.
Could do a
Montage,
whole
yeah.
cast.
Well, we're wanting to do the Border Town video, that VX footage we've been
Yeah.
stacking for years,
Right.
and me and Dalton are still filming it, so we might just make like a
Yeah.
Border Town
Sick.
instead of Border Town skate shop video. It might just
It's
be a
just-
Border Town video or something.
Oh yeah,
That'd
So-
be cool.
because like I would imagine that a lot of
Just the years of we were
the clips were
open.
from there.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't really film much there with
Okay.
the VX because it was so
Yeah,
grainy inside.
that's true, yeah.
Sadly, I wish I would have filmed more
Mhm.
now, but I want to really just use that footage during that period and make the video. Me
Right.
and Dalton have been really pushing it. He's been filming a lot more since I've been hurt. Like,
Mhm.
he keeps the camera now and just films at the park
Yeah.
and takes some kids out whenever he can.
What's the deal with the tapes? There's like tons of
I
like-
just can't capture them. Like my computer will not sync with the cords that we have, and can't get a capture camera that works. It's just I'm
Mhm.
not
well
able to make that happen.
well
yet.
well one thing I feel like I saw it on some post or something. I follow a lot of those VX memorabilia pages. But I thought that there was something about like a shortage of tapes because they're not making
now,
those tapes
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, they discontinued those tapes, and
Yeah.
the prices of them pretty much skyrocketing everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
I have a few left. I have maybe like 4 or 5 boxes
Yeah.
sorted in the closet, but
Can you reuse them?
yeah, of course. But
Like
it's
I know you
like
get
all
I know you
that
can
footage-
reuse them, but like like I've recorded over. I remember like like okay, we didn't get that clip. We're running low on tape. Let's just
Rewind
it,
Of
and we're
course.
just gonna burn
Re-record.
through because we didn't get shit on that last one. Let's just cut that, burn through that, record again. But I always knew or thought that there was something that happened to the tape, like degrading that happens
It's
over
just
the
like
end.
how Beagle always complains, I don't want to rewind it and show you the clip because it messes up my tape.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I've
And
heard that excuse a
it
lot.
can
Yeah.
it can glitch the tapes, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of reason why people don't want
Chance.
to do that.
Mhm.
They don't want to chance it on some golden clip that they filmed and it being
Oh, and
messed up or
ruining
something.
the tape somehow.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's the truth or not, but
Mhm.
it has happened, and that's the reason why people don't want to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's I
Tape's tape.
kind of like to keep the tapes as a hard copy.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the hard drives, you never know.
Yeah.
They might change.
Yeah.
Mess up or get dropped.
Yeah, I have a drawer downstairs that I want to say is like, I mean, it's like at least like this wide, this deep,
Oh yeah.
and it's just like full of tapes, just front to back. And there's I feel like I captured a lot of the stuff, but you never really know. Like,
Yeah.
When I
You
see
can't-
stuff,
you
sometimes
couldn't
I,
capture it
I
all,
realize
you know?
there's
Yeah.
other stuff we never got and we did.
yeah,
I mean, there's just been so many trips, us doing stuff. I mean, we got
Mhm.
the major ones, but
mm-hmm.
It's
there's
just
tons
like-
of little stuff we've gone and done that we never.
Like all my photos, I keep all my raw old photos that I keep because
Yeah.
later on down the road you go back through them and you find the ones that you kind of didn't notice the first time. You're like,
Yeah.
"Man, I really like that shot.
Yeah.
Why didn't I notice it the first time? You
Mhm.
take it back and edit it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with video. You just never know what you might need.
You could just be
later
like me
on.
and Johnny. We always go out and forget to film.
Forget.
Also, I saw that throwback you did of
Skate.
everybody posed up at the skate station.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah,
I had no
yeah.
recollection of that.
Did that photo ever happen?
Yeah. It's like, whether we
Yeah.
were like involved in skating or partying or whatever, it's just like,
Yeah.
that
I
was a really
remember.
cool
I remember
shot.
that
Mhm.
that night.
Yeah. There was I want to say that we stayed late that night, like,
Oh yeah.
like pretty late.
Well, I definitely knew it was Nate's birthday,
and
and so I'm
Gotcha.
almost pretty sure Nate was like, "We're getting a picture."
Mhm.
So like, everybody get in,
It was really cool.
and that's
shot,
rare.
yeah.
That's rare to get a. I mean, get a picture like that, man.
I think that,
Like I forgot that it even exists.
yeah, I think that photo was rare, like this thing is rare, because
Yeah.
we never go on camera, like,
And you got the four of us all together. At
and
the same
well,
time.
and it's just like, I mean, I look back at like a lot of the old Arkansas stuff, and it's like it's just edits, just like skate edits, just shredding the whole time, and we did very little like
Raw communication.
or just no like off camera or
Yeah.
off board stuff. What were we doing
Right.
off the board?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the one video we had for my birthday, it shows us actually going to Hogsgold and jumping off some of the bluffs. But most of the other stuff, like you said, is just straightforward.
Yeah.
That's like almost one of my favorite edits, just because it like that captures what Arkansas was. It's like, I think that was our first basically go to the park, skate all day, then go
Well, and
to
I
the lake
think
edit.
I think if I'm not mistaken, that might have been one of the first times. Well, no, a lot of you guys came too. A lot of Fort Smith kids came, but I wasn't the Path guys there. They came with us at one time the first time, and it was just like
was Path around then?
I'm almost
I don't
positive.
think they were around then. Maybe.
But I
on
remember
started
Bill and them
right
going out
after
there
we
with us
did.
at one point and just
Really?
being like, "Yep."
Yeah.
Was
It was
Border
rad.
Town around when we did the?
I don't think we were around.
I don't
yet.
think so.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, I want to say it predated a lot of that stuff
I
because
was just trying to think who
I want to
was out there
say
that day, and
the
I'm gonna
Brad's
say-
birthday edit was like one of the first like 5 videos we did.
It's
the
got one of
birthday
my-
edit,
It's
maybe.
got one of my best tricks ever in it.
Well, the
That's
the alley-oop
Yeah.
ending, yeah, we
Yeah.
can watch it
Straight up and down alley.
Here,
That's super scary to this day. I
Here,
would
let's-
never.
Yeah.
No, that was.
That was gnarly. I
Well,
remember
go
It's like
ahead.
we're leaving, do it. So I
I
did it
was
and like
glad to be there for
thought I was
that.
gonna
I think I
die.
was shooting sequences that was
Yeah.
when I had that sequence
And
camera.
I think Sean Rogers did too. He was
Yeah.
shooting some stuff.
So
And-
stoked to be there for that.
Yeah, because you got a lot of the sequence stuff off the bluffs,
Uh-huh.
off the big one.
Remember when Trey over rotated?
I did.
Came out
Here
with a
it
bloody
is.
nose.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, we gotta
Dude,
cut
that was
to
just
it.
like full on backbuster off
We-
of that.
we got- Yeah.
The one where you get the from top and then you bust out the over the. Oh, man, that's good.
damn.
I remember going through the sequence
Yeah.
of that, and I have a
Flip.
sequence
And
clip
then some.
of him, like, you can see in the bottom of that frame, his body was like this, and the water just splashed around. Like, he just full on, like,
Jesus Christ,
Brutal.
posed in the
Yeah,
water
exposed in
surrounding
the
him.
water. It was a really
You can
cool
tell he's
photo.
got it, and then his feet start going,
Yeah.
oh no.
He was like spitting up blood when he came
Yeah, he
back
came out.
Jeez,
and glowed.
really?
That's
Yeah.
what
Oh yeah, I do
Coughing
remember
out
that.
blood,
I do remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
Not much, but it was a
He
little.
messed himself up.
Yeah.
Popped his sinuses, man.
Probably bit his
Yeah.
tongue or something.
Yeah, that was
It
a.
was still so epic. Like,
Because it was all laid out, like,
the thought of
oh.
like flipping off of something like that has never crossed my mind.
Back in the day, I used to see people like come like
And he
run and do
ran.
1.5 and
Right.
gainers
Yeah.
off the top of that thing. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
whoa.
when we were there was like a stream running off of that thing, so it was
Slick.
slick.
Real
when
slick.
Mhm.
Off the part you were jumping off of, so you had to be calculated.
Yeah.
One wrong move and you flopped before you flopped.
You know, they're selling they cleared a bunch of land out there, and there's a bunch of little small house plots for sale all along that road on the
Nice.
river now.
Nice.
Yeah, I've seen a few start.
Yeah,
Being
popping up, and there's some other
developed, like,
roads going up in
right
the woods. Like, man, it's gonna be a lot more people out there.
Yeah.
But still, that's still Ozark Regional Land Trust, so it's not like you're not going to be able to go to Hogsgold and swim on those spots.
Plus,
So.
never felt unwelcome when I showed up to like a different group
Nope.
that was already at the spot.
No, because it's public.
Yeah, they're just like, come on in, swim.
And there's the how do you access the other side where you go down
I've
to that
been there
beach?
one
I've
time.
never
Okay.
really been there, but
It's just a few exits.
but
No,
you-
I do
yeah.
know. Remember, I sent you the
Right.
picture the other day of that ditch.
Yeah.
That's the other side. You have to go down
Oh,
From
okay.
Road and Caps Ranch, and that's
That's where
that
that
runs
ditch-
into
oh,
that runs
gotcha.
in by that big mansion that dumps
Mhm,
out into the
mhm.
lake. That's exactly what that little chute is. I sent
Yeah.
y'all that photo, but
So
that's
do
all
you
that
still
stuff.
turn left after? Like, there's a gas station that you turn left to go to Hog's Gold?
No, it's right before that. Right before that Clifty. You know, you kind of come around
It's
and you go that
before
straight
Clifty?
stretch where you can pass people, and then it hooks back. You go back 187, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's a big transformer station there on the left, and
Yes.
there's the next road on the right.
I know
And
where
it
the
jumps
transformer
down in.
station is.
It dumps
Yeah.
down in there.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
I can't remember, but
think it's funny that
yeah.
if anybody didn't know where Hog's Gold was, they could watch this, and we just told them where at least how to get close to it.
Turn
Big
left at the
stuff.
gas station.
Yeah.
Lovers Leap is on Google, so. just-
That's right.
It
And
is on Google?
Hogs Gold Road. Hogs Gold
Yeah,
Road
Hogs
is on
Gold.
maps and on
All you
Google.
gotta
If you
do
type in
is-
Hogs Gold Road, it's going to take you right to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
Nice place.
But still, think about it
Yeah.
when you drive out there. If you're in a little car, once you hit all that rock and stuff, you're like, oh.
But there's so many spots along the shoreline that you could hit. It's like,
Mhm.
Mm.
and like I said, even the people who have already claimed the spot are like welcome to people they don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, how many times have we showed up with a group of people already at
And just
the popular spot and just
and
hung
just
out
set
with
up,
them?
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Man.
see. I used to go up there before Eureka had their bowl too. Like I was shown that place in like
Yeah.
93, 94
Yeah.
by local Fayetteville skateboarders. So,
Mhm.
but then once they did Eureka, put the bowl in, it was like we're stopping to swim on the way back for sure.
Yeah.
It's better than Leatherwood.
I remember going to swim before it was skate, and then I remember the rumors started going around that the Dreamland guys were in town, and I think for a minute people were like, where are they building?
Yeah.
Like, where could they potentially build? And Eureka being just having nothing,
And it's really hidden at
Yeah.
the time too. Like you don't just roll into town and happen to stumble across it.
Mhm.
You're not. No.
Well, I've only known skate and swim. I've never went out there to actually swim before.
Yeah, I was too young.
Hmm
I was in Portsmouth.
But
I
I mean,
get off
now,
work and drive there in the afternoon.
now that's like the only way you could coax me into going to
You
the park.
Are we
have to
swimming?
swim. Oh, I think that's the big question. Like, you want to
Yeah.
skate and eat, but then you want to hit that. I just always like we would skate, swim, and you'd be wore out, and then that drive home where those
Chill out,
you
Bubba.
get the sunset off to the west. Every time those rolling hills, man,
Mhm.
going back towards Clifty was just like, you were spent the whole day, and then that was like the most beautiful shot on my way home, like,
Mhm.
because you usually have the windows down, and you're just tired.
I'm
tired,
looking
tired.
forward to more of these missions for sure. I don't think it's
Oh,
dead yet or anything.
I'm ready for more.
We
more
took
swing.
our kayaks up there, me and you, and we went all the way back in there. It was a lot of water, and we found a whole nother creek that was dumping in to the back of Hog's Gold, and it looked like it was like a chute. Like if you had a whitewater thing, you could have went, but it was like we were no
Well,
way.
there's also some
Yeah.
cool spots you could camp too.
Yeah,
like
right
back
off
in that
the
area.
underneath like an overhang and stuff.
Like you could float like to the
Yeah.
left.
it was
like,
weird.
you
That'd
get
be
to the
fun.
spot and you float up to like the other part to the left
Yep.
and everything, and just keep going, and it just narrows down into like this
Even more
tributary
fork.
type deal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's sick.
but you could. That's also the chute that we found. You could totally it broke off in there because it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
sheer
Yeah, I
walls
think
and just
There might
gushing
be
like
an
tubes.
Instagram clip of you like, getting
I tried to go
down.
up it,
Yeah.
and at one point it was like, no,
Yeah.
Right.
you couldn't because it was raging that day.
Right.
It's cool though.
Another spot that I really like, and I know Nick, you went there recently, was the Richland Creek area.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Waterfalls.
Flying Waterfalls.
That is like
Fuzzy
that's
Butt.
really remote,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Fuzzy
not.
Butt.
You're not gonna
It's
see
like
as
a
many people
2.5
there,
hour drive, 3 hours from where
Mhm.
I'm at.
and you're deep in it.
It's kind of busy. I mean, that's the Ozark Highland Trail. It goes
Yeah.
right through that.
Cuts
anyway,
in there.
So there's quite a few people here and there,
Stay.
especially if you go on Saturday, Sunday. But during the week of it, it'd be nice. But there's so many waterfalls right along the Falling Water Creek. If you just go along that, just
Follow it.
yeah, so many different ones.
Yeah, I think you can hit like 5
Yeah.
or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are 5 of the main well-known ones, and
We've
there's
had a lot
Yeah.
of water this
plenty of
year.
random other ones.
No.
For sure. So like the
I'm
rivers
going in
and
a couple.
streams and everything
I'm going
are
in a
gonna
couple
be
weeks.
flowing.
It better be
Yeah.
freaking. It needs to
Yeah.
rain a little bit
Yeah,
more.
we need a little more. They're a little low right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's one of those places where I feel like you're gonna get, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but you're gonna get something
No,
by going out to
Ticks.
Richland Creek. Yeah,
dude.
I went out.
Definitely gonna get ticks in Richland Creek.
Yeah, you're gonna get ticks. You're gonna get ticks for sure. Yeah, I've been loaded with ticks out there before.
I've
That's
been
heavy.
lied to my whole life saying that the frost,
Yeah,
the
it's
freezing weather would
bull
kill the
crap.
tick.
You know it is.
Yeah, that's bull.
Like, we had a super harsh one, and like as soon as it warmed up, I already found
This
one.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
ticks. Oh, I've been
Improved.
hit. Yeah, I've been
I had
hit.
ticks like a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, after all that freezing weather.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff,
still-
I was,
they're like,
still
"Oh,
getting ticks.
Time to wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
You're
Yeah.
on the thick of the green.
I think you have to have like a. I think you have to have some kind of a bird population explosion where they would just.
You gotta eat them all.
Yeah, they eat a lot of it or something.
Yeah.
But
Chickens eat ticks.
Yeah.
guinea fowl,
Can you, yeah.
Keep some chicken.
they will keep your land clear. of
You
those
get some
things.
chickens. You get some chickens.
Yeah.
Guinea
I
fowl
think-
work like an
I
alarm
think,
too, man.
Like the group of our friends are like afraid to come out to the area just because they know like I'm gonna get ticks when I go out there.
As long as you don't go too thick.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel
Stay
like
in the
that's
driveway.
it's like an Arkansas thing.
you
Like,
might as well bathe in it. You might as well
Well,
bathe in it because
yeah,
every summer
yeah, I
you're
feel-
stronger, and they'll like you less every
you
summer.
know, I
It's just
feel
get out in
it's
it.
people from Arkansas that there's a inherent like disregard for getting ticks. You're like, oh no, we get ticks. Like, you ain't never got no tick.
Yeah.
You know, but
Like,
my
you're
you know,
gonna get one.
but my wife actually she contracted that alpha gal off of
Mhm.
from a tick,
Damn.
and so she
Yeah.
cannot have
That's it.
red
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah, I know
East-
some people
yeah.
like that to
The
get
East
the Lyme
Coast
or
is
the.
really predominant for Lyme's disease.
Yeah.
It all come from like Connecticut area and
Sucks,
stuff, and just worked its way down and everything. But
But
But it's
I
like mosquitoes are like you know you can go camping sometimes and they just won't get out of your face. You have a helmet.
yeah.
What not necessarily mosquitoes, but any kind of
The other day,
gnat,
at Salem
fly,
Springs,
just like
at the
gosh
Salem
on the water.
Park
Mhm.
right there. It was hell.
well, Kansas City, I lived
Loading
there
up.
for 6 months, and I was outside, like talking to a neighbor or whatnot. And at one time, I had like nine or more mosquitoes like collected on one chin, and they were just like eating me
That's-
alive. It's just like they were all over me.
Yeah.
Brutal. That's just
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
So and it's weird. Some people are like, oh, they eat me up, and other people they don't do anything to me. And I was like, I
Mhm.
think you just let them eat on you, man. They'll stop.
Yeah, that's
They'll
how
get
you
tired.
gain immunity.
They'll need some new blood.
Well,
We'll move on.
I remember Jamie. Wasn't Jamie talking about using? He was drinking apple cider vinegar all the time. Doesn't
He
that
was
help?
doing apple cider vinegar, and he was doing.
Sweat it out.
He was also doing pine tar,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
pine tar or body wash and
See,
stuff
I've
like
used that to get rid of poison ivy before, but
Mm.
Well, I think that
funky
smell
stuff,
is
man.
pretty abrasive.
yeah,
to,
yeah,
like, insects and stuff like that.
I can see that.
And if you keep your body healthy and drink like apple cider
Yeah,
vinegar,
but you could
ginger,
probably-
stuff like that,
Exactly.
if it gets out of your body.
You probably could make a
like,
pine tar
Mhm.
type of like essential oil just to spray on you to go out.
Well, there's natural.
It's
There's
steam,
a lot.
but-
There's a lot of natural like.
Yeah, that's what me and
Use
my girl
stuff,
use.
yeah.
We have a lot of natural kind of repellent
Mm-hmm.
that we use.
How well does it work compared to DEET?
I was about to say.
Yeah,
Not at
D
all.
sucks, but it works,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying.
D sucks, but it works.
And I feel
You
like
can't do this with D. You can't
Dude.
like, wipe your face. Like, ah!
sometimes I feel guilty when we go camping because I'll just like bring DEET and I'm like, man, I know these dudes ain't gonna like this, but I'm still gonna bring it.
I'll do, you go half and half. You like spray the DEET on your
Yeah.
legs, and then like the natural stuff up
Well, you know
top.
what I've been doing is, like-
perfume.
It's like I'll wear pants or like long sleeve shirts and stuff just so I don't get sunburned because I'm a
Yep.
ginger. But I'll spray that stuff on like my shoes and my
exactly.
clothes and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
and try and stay away from my skin.
That's what I try.
I'll
to
do like
yeah.
everything around me
That's a good
except my
point.
skin. So
Yeah.
and it works out pretty well. I
It
mean,
really does.
you're gonna get a bite or two no matter what, but
But if you're fully covered up like that,
It helps a
well,
lot.
you know,
exactly.
They're not trying to crawl up in. I mean,
Mm.
a chigger will, but
yeah.
Yeah.
and that'll
That's what I
that'll
hate.
freak people out.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
I
get a
hate,
bad
chiggers.
case of
Well,
chiggers, you're in
chigger-
trouble.
Yeah.
Colin Mackey got really hit by chiggers one time when we went out camping, and his doctor said like the three of us could be walking through the same area holding hands, and only one of us would have got
Yeah.
attacked
Attacked.
by chiggers.
They like certain kind of.
Mhm. not only that, I think it's just like wrong
So I'm
place.
saying,
right
Get that
time.
sweet
think
skin.
about it though.
Yeah.
You kind of lived here. Colin came from the north.
That's
He's
true.
got that. He's got that northern blood, and they're like,
That's
"Ooh,
what I was
that's
saying.
that stuff
It's
I
like
never
what I was
had."
that's what I was telling you about. It's like people from that aren't around here, they're just not as like.
Yeah, when you bring homies in, like, yeah, let's
Yeah.
go out and camp, and the next
Yeah.
day they wake up and they're
Totally.
like, what happened?
'Cause
Like,
when
what's
we-
wrong?
Through those wildfires and stuff the other weekend when we went camping and stuff, Colin was like, when I was leaving, he had a shirt.
I didn't get nothing.
I'm checking for ticks right now. He's like, because he knew he was going to get something for
Yeah,
sure.
right. Where was that? Where was the place that we were at called? Like, what's that area called?
They didn't really have it.
It's
Doesn't
just
have it.
north of the Mulberry, like I'd say
I
it's east.
I was so
of
bummed when
Shores
you
Lake.
sent that picture after we
It
left
was
of that
close
other
to the
spot.
White Rock
Yeah,
area.
it's
Yeah.
like
Oh, that other spot.
Yeah, he sent a
Yeah.
spot. The other spot was right to the next to the water, and I was like, man, I wanted to sleep
Dude,
by
that
the water.
spot. Yeah, that's where we
that
should've
would have been a good spot. Somebody was probably camping there.
no one was there that day. That weekend we were there. We could have stayed there.
Damn, that
but
was a
then
good
the
spot.
next weekend when I went with my girl,
They
Yeah.
was there.
there was like four
See, I'm wondering.
runners with car tops.
yeah.
They were all like parked
All
in there.
in
I was
there.
like,
Yeah.
damn, of course.
Well, they must have known about the wildfires.
That's what I'm wondering. If we had the
Yeah.
place to ourselves because they had wildfires.
Well,
We're not
man,
camping.
I should say wildfires, controlled burn.
controlled burn.
Yeah.
That place that I showed y'all the picture right by the water,
Mhm.
half of it was fully burnt. Like if we would have stayed there, half of our camp area would have been
Blacked out.
blacked out because
Whoa.
you seen like half of the pine needles that were burnt over
Yeah.
this side, and then half of it was not, and it was just like that road right,
Right.
there, wherever that was the cutting point of
Well, and okay, so like
That's crazy.
I told you guys the story about how I got lost. Or I loosely.
I
went
worried.
over.
I worried as I was going to do that exact same
Well, I'm
thing.
pretty sure me and Jamie did the same thing
And-
y'all did.
Yeah.
Or you did.
Well, I think that where I was most concerned was, I figured that maybe you knew about the fires, and were just going to tell us if you had seen them. There was in our group message, there was no talk of fires, right?
No.
And so I'm driving through, and I get deeper into the fire because I passed the road, right? So I get deeper into the control burn,
Like
right?
it is smoke.
I'm
thick
saying
smoke.
no. I'm saying literally
Fire on the side of the road.
next to me, left and right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not the spot.
I thought
it was
no
so
one's
bad.
texting because they don't want me to know that I'm
Yeah.
going to camp in the smoke. I'm like, jerks, man. I'm
That's-
going to get there and it's just going to be woof.
Smoked out.
But
yeah.
then it was like went over that last
right when
bridge.
I went
and
past it, I didn't see anything.
I don't know if I can send this
Because
to you
I was
or
at
if we
11
can post
o'clock,
this up
Yeah.
on the internet right now, but like me and Jamie like parked and walked up to a tree that was like hollowed out, and you could literally see like
fire
embers and stuff
going up
above
it.
the tree.
Yes,
I have
yeah.
that footage on my phone. I doubt we can
That's
get it
crazy.
going.
Yeah,
If
I-
you could
If you
have,
send it
like,
to
yeah, you're
me,
driving. I
I-
remember
if
slowing
you
down and looking at it just being like on the
email
edge
it
of
to
the
me.
road. Like,
Yeah.
Dude,
You
when I
do
drove up there at 11, there was no burns, and I flew up my drone,
Well, like,
and I seen a little.
yeah, you
poof.
did that
I
awesome
seen a poof
shot
of smoke.
where you could see
Yeah.
the fire of the campsite,
Yeah.
but off in the distance you could see the embers
All
of the
the
controlled
smoke.
burn
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And that was like, that is what we were experiencing.
yeah, we were right there.
Yeah.
And I hate that we were late. Me and Jamie showed up fashionably late, but we got to experience some of the fire on the mountain.
Probably the fire on the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were just driving and be like, holy crap, look how far it goes up. Like
Yeah.
there's so much going on
That's
right there.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because you could see it, because it was.
And it's like, it was unattended.
Yeah.
That's how it
That-
was the next day.
When I drove up, the guys that were the forestry service, they were like leaving, right? And I was driving in, and I thought the same thing. I was like, these guys don't have to watch these fires.
Right, they let them go
This
all
is
night.
Ozark
Exactly.
National Forest,
Total.
and they're just running all that. We camped out there.
Yeah,
I mean, like, that
when
was
I turned
crazy to
off,
me.
they were all there getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
There's so
and I'm
much-
like, there's fires back here. You're leaving.
There's
You
so
couldn't
much
see Shores
fuel
Lake either.
out there.
Yeah.
There's so much.
That's
fucking
fuel.
solid
That
out
is
there,
fuel. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't see Shores Lake when you went across the top where the stones are, that overlook. Couldn't see Shores Lake. You could
see
tell that
it.
it was wide open,
Wow.
but you could see some trees, but you couldn't see the water.
That's
It was
crazy.
weird.
Well, like where me and Jamie live, we actually could smell and see the smoke that was coming from
Yeah,
that
because it was
area.
going up
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
That's where it was blowing.
Like, and I mean it's an hour. It was
I
an
s-
hour drive for me to get out there. So
I still expected us to roll
pretty
through the
good
smoke
distance.
sooner, and it was like, nope, still smoke. You're like, I'm getting real close, and there's still smoke.
Dude,
But-
I was there with Juice and Mark and them, and we were all just sitting there. And in Dallas, we seen the smoke flying by, and that was the only reason I knew. And I flew up my drone. I was like, "Damn, there's a huge section
Somewhere.
all on fire." Because before that, I seen a little poof. Like right when I got there, I flew up my drone, and there was a little poofy white cloud that I thought it was just like a campfire that someone was burning.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that was whenever they all showed up, and we seen the big cloud that was really, really close to us. I was like, I don't know.
I didn't think like a controlled burn was necessary in Arkansas.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They did. Well,
Those
think
little
of
pine needle
the last
areas,
time
like
when we went
pine
to
needles
That's
in the
true.
day
we went to
before.
Devil's what was that place?
Devil's Canyon.
That we almost got on fire. That almost burnt up.
That makes me not as worried about that.
Right, because it
We
acted
should
just
talk
like the
about that, Brad.
it acted just like the controlled burn though.
True, exactly. But
Yeah.
that could have lit up that whole valley.
I didn't-
They weren't trying to do a controlled burn though.
It did light up the whole valley.
The canyon walls, at least.
That was just a ledge that would have burnt off. It would have been fine.
That's
It-
one
it was a
waterfall I haven't
ledge.
been
There's
able to
even
check
more
out.
fuel over on that side. Plus, they were fixing to call for a burn ban.
Yeah.
Like it'd been windy and really dry.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking like, silence your phones,
That's
man.
Mickey Mouse.
And then,
Sorry.
You gotta
But my watch went off.
set your phaser to stun when entering the podcast zone.
We didn't really even talk about skateboarding, did we?
I had a feeling that was gonna happen. That we would
No, we
get to
did
talking.
skate.
We
did
didn't
a lot
talk
of
about some
skateboarding
skateboarding. We just
together.
watched a skate video.
No, but
Yeah,
still.
we watched your whole.
People are expecting us to like, break it down or something.
He asked what the OG clips we should bring back was.
Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about
We didn't go into that.
There's
at all.
there's a bunch of in the early days it was me and Nick putting you would do an edit and then I would do an edit and we would just bounce back and forth for a while, and then Coburn would do photo and you would do a photo, and that was pretty much the flow. But that was great because then we were actually getting you stayed in Fort Smith for the most part. And so we'd get the Fort Smith coverage and then
Yeah, a lot of
the
people would be
Fayetteville
in
coverage.
Mhm.
I would be up here in Little Rock all the time, so it was
Mhm.
like every weekend or so I'd always
And
be
getting
working
some
somewhere.
Little Rock overflow
Yeah.
footage was always really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a clip that I have. It was that Hit 'em clip or video
I thought
edit.
that was camera check.
No, that's not camera check.
Yeah, there's two different ones like you had the little.
Hit 'em's the one where we went to Sand Springs. It was the opening of Sand Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dude, that's where I blew my knee out. I don't think it was that time though.
Not that time,
But
no.
that's where I got hurt.
Okay.
But that was the time I
I
think
remember that.
that
It
was the time we
cold
went in-
morning.
And
Yeah.
me and Jamie tried that gap, and he did it. I never did get it. I
Oh,
think.
the gap. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
Nick,
It's
you
a
got that
tuck knee.
photo for that, right?
Tuck knee over it,
Mhm.
Yeah, the tuck knee. Yep. We should bring that one back.
That was a great photo, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a crazy
That gap
trick.
is stupid.
Yeah.
I hadn't been to that park in a while.
That's a fun one.
Remember they were like, "We're going to expand it and keep going," and
Yeah.
and
They
then
didn't
like
do
a big
anything?
long ditch, like a mellow one, and then
Didn't
it's
do
like,
anything.
That's what they say about
well,
everything.
Yeah.
they built other ones, so
That park's built for bangers.
Yeah,
some
it's
fat
like-
tricks could go
There's
down
only
there.
a few obstacles,
And they're
but they're
big.
all like
Like even just the
gnarly.
hit,
But you can
it's
get
got all the
so
boulders around it. If you bail or
And
lose
the
your
drainage
board,
ditch in the bottom,
Ugh.
so if you fall, you fall.
But
in
there's
Into the
drainage
crash.
ditch
There's
anyway.
ample speed.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Every-
place is fast.
No
Everywhere,
problem getting
yes.
speed at any obstacle you want
Yeah.
to skate.
Yeah. But there's no like training area.
No.
There's,
No,
like,
there's no
It's all big
area.
stuff. Yeah.
Big area.
You
Yeah.
you show up with an agenda.
There's there's at the end there's a little quarter pipe that we were doing airs into.
Yeah.
We were going
Oh,
into
yeah.
it. But that's
Right.
the little quarter pipe.
Yeah.
That's what you
Right.
have to train
There's that
on.
Little
one-
6 foot wide.
yeah. There's like
Uh-huh.
all kinds, like you said, just bangers there. Like on
Yeah.
that far side, you got to pop in off of like
Yeah.
a half a push or something.
We did a pretty cool edit there.
Yeah. I think that might be a good one.
I don't
A
remember.
good.
I don't remember a lot
I
of
like
footage
that
on that
park.
one.
Well, so that was one of the things that's what brought it to my attention was Little Rock footage, because I think that one is like half and half with like clips from me and you, and then somebody else filmed in it, and I don't know that I have who filmed it.
Was that with all the little broad guys skating downtown and Zach King was skating? with
Yes,
them?
and King was hanging out
That
with.
was all the same edit?
Yes, that was
It
the
was,
same edit.
right.
Yeah, and the reason why I know it is
They were skating the
Bruff.
Yeah, the Bruff.
Handrails.
Oh yeah, before they're changed.
Before, yeah, and there were it
They've
was like
been
the
like-
three stair.
They've been like 3 different kinds of different bruff. I think there were 4 or 5, but they were just why.
Was it
Well, they
4 or
were
5?
skating.
Yeah,
Really?
It wasn't like a 3 set.
They were skating the
I
handrail.
thought it was a long 3. That's
It's
what
a
I thought.
long 4.
It was
Long
a
four.
Long
four,
four.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, they're skating the rail too because it had a really abrupt kink on the end of it.
Yep, had a kink.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember
first it didn't
someone
have a
smithing
kink.
it.
Somebody,
Then it had a
somebody
kink.
cut it.
And then it didn't have a kink.
And
Somebody
then
cut it.
One time it had the side. It went.
That's
down and-
Oh, it
back
had
in the
an L,
90s. It went down an
yes.
L, and I always
Right.
thought, oh, we could, Ed Temple. You got to pull
Well,
up
I thought
early.
it held
But yeah,
on the left side.
it did on the left side. On the
Yeah.
right side had that ledge, and
The
if
ledge.
you didn't hit it right,
Yeah.
the ledge would
Would
screw
catch
you
you.
up.
Yeah.
But it was still a sick spot.
Yeah.
I remember they would come there, and I remember you'd be trying to get your trick. Here comes the cops. Here comes
Cops
the
are
cops.
coming, yeah.
And you'd literally bust a trick and be like,
Bomb down
and
the
be
hill.
gone,
And bomb
just
down
like
the hill.
It was
Yeah.
still like a fun set to throw down on.
because it was smooth concrete.
Yeah, I remember
Smooth.
Ollie the set and manual to the street because it was so
So
smooth.
smooth,
It was so
yeah.
nice.
Always
Yeah.
liked
It's
that,
rare around here.
Yeah. There's a
because that hill's rough going down that hill after you get off that
Oh, yeah.
smooth sidewalk.
Mhm.
at the bottom of the hill is when the asphalt starts to break up,
Yeah.
and that's when it's all crunchy right
Is
at the
it
bottom.
repaved now?
It's repaved now.
That's what
Yeah.
it's
Now it's
yeah.
good. Now
Well,
it's
there's
good.
Used to,
an awesome clip with Zach King, just like right down the street from Bruff. He manualed and then like ollied that set that goes into like the enclosed area.
Little courtyard. It's a little
Yeah.
dropped courtyard
Exactly.
right across the road from the corner of Bruff.
And I always thought that was really awesome.
So
Yeah, I know what
there's
you're talking about. I
great-
think that's the art department or art
well,
building or
I
something.
think it had like a double rail going down the center that you couldn't.
all
skate or
those
whatever.
square rails that were
Mhm.
all over campus.
and they were
Exactly.
kind of sticky too.
And
Yeah,
he
and I was thinking-
manual ollied that set, which is
Hawkins got that clip, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
What
he did.
edit did Taylor do? I
For
thought he did an edit for us at one point.
Maybe it
He
was Taylor that filmed that clip.
all those clips, maybe.
Well, I know he
No.
definitely put some stuff together.
Him and Zach have a lot of clips together because they
They-
were living together then.
They really did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
He was an editing fool at that
There
point.
were-
He was just doing it.
there was really only a few clips before Taylor started diving into dumping clips.
Yeah.
So I'm saying he was doing good for us.
And that was, I think that dumping clips came out of like we needed a place to put clips that weren't going anywhere. You
That
know?
wasn't a
It's
part
like
of the-
it was pre-Instagram days. That's,
That was
that's
exactly
the reality.
Well, that wasn't the same edit we were just talking about, right?
No.
No.
What
Where they
were
had
we
the
dumping
session
it on?
Bruff.
MySpace?
No,
What
no,
were we doing?
We
no.
weren't around at MySpace.
It was the website.
It was an
It was-
Instagram was just getting big.
Instagram wasn't big yet.
Like
yeah.
it was hard. It was hard to put stuff on Instagram that you'd already had on
Well,
other
Instagram
platforms.
was
No,
just photos.
It was just
Right.
photos.
That's right.
And it was there wasn't really a place to put short
That's what I'm
videos.
saying. Did we?
Yeah.
Were we putting them on
It was like
YouTube?
15 seconds for a while.
Is-
Yeah.
And
We
then it
started.
went to
I thought
It was
Vim-
15 seconds for a while.
15 seconds.
We
then it
started
went to
on
100.
Venmo.
No. What was that other?
Vimeo.
Vimeo.
yeah.
That's right.
Vimeo.
You would go on Vimeo and access
Yeah.
4 or 5 of them.
Well, and the reason for Vimeo was because all
YouTube was being.
YouTube was weird
Yeah.
way back
There
when.
for a while, yeah.
And when
Vimeo was the new
when YouTube
TV.
started changing to being more of a
making money.
content creator
Yeah.
supporter, we didn't move over.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was something that we should have done. And I think we're gonna move a lot of
Wouldn't-
those,
wouldn't have
those,
hurt, huh?
those videos over. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of videos to.
For all that content.
dive
I
through
forgot we
it.
did put all that on.
Yeah. Well, everything was on Vimeo because there was a lot of people, other content creators that were in skate that were just doing, you know, more bougie type clips. Vimeo didn't degrade your footage.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
what it
You would
was.
get them and it'd be all grained
And they
out.
weren't-
That's
they
what I'm
weren't-
saying. The format didn't. Something was weird about.
Yeah.
They weren't so sticklers about music either.
There was no there was no monetization. So, so that's another thing. Like, I mean, you know, in hindsight, I would say that we would have made some revenue off of the videos that we put out,
Mhm.
but Vimeo didn't have like a monetization program. But we were also using like a lot of songs that we
Illegal.
didn't
Wouldn't have never been able to
not
use.
have clearance
Uh-uh.
for. Like,
We
no, in
couldn't
no way.
afford that. No way.
I mean, we might even get hit for the Death Clock song
Yeah.
for
It's one of the bigger
playing
ones
that.
we've ever used. So.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think maybe I can like edit it out or something like of this, you know. At least
Turn it down.
yeah, but like that's where YouTube hits you on the monetization, and like if there's a a song that they tie to it, then they'll like notify that person and say like, hey, I got this video and they have your song in it, and you get the money that they generate now. So,
Well, if we go back to the question of what videos we want to bring back, I liked the first Border Town edit we did where he had an interview and we had clips in between and all that stuff, and there wasn't even graffiti on the wall.
That's when you had the old punk channel wall with
whale tail
the whale tail. Yeah,
was that
stuff?
There wasn't even graffiti on the wall. It was just
that was
raw
pre-graffiti.
wood
It was pre-graffiti.
Yeah.
And then
Brand new.
I can't remember what song we used on that edit. I'll have to look at that one.
I know it's a hip hop song.
Okay,
I just can't think of it.
Yeah.
that's dangerous. That could probably be something that we can't use.
probably something we can't use.
But I remember there was one we did with Buffalo's band, Typhus.
Typhus. That was Mike Hawkins had something to deal with that.
Did we have some of his clips in it? I don't know that I've ever had a clip.
Mike Hawkins did a release of I think he did 5 videos that he did with us, or maybe it was you. Maybe it was I remember there was some Hell Ditch footage.
Oh, okay.
Then there was a Zach and
The
Nick
Hell Ditch
Gibson
day is
part.
the day I hurt my knee.
Right.
Okay.
He
There
did
was
Tulsa.
He did
Yeah.
those for Border Town, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yes, those are
he
from
was
Border Town.
saying-
Yeah.
Reshared them.
Yeah.
He
Gotcha.
was saying he could help us with content or whatever
gotcha.
and use some of this.
And that's
I
what
bet-
it was.
I bet
It
he's
was-
got a bunch of stuff
It
too
was
on
him and
tapes.
Zach did a part, and then there was a day we did in Tulsa.
Yeah, I remember
There's a
that.
whole edit of that.
I wonder
and
what-
There's a dump and grind edit that he did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if are some of those in the dump? No, because Dumping Clips was all Taylor.
Yeah.
That was all his footage, right? Did you ever
And the
contribute any
Arkansas
clips on
Times.
it? And Arkansas Times, yeah.
That was when.
But I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Arkansas Times were the longer edits.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The ones that he would hold footage for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
but
wanting to do a full
there was a
length,
full
right?
length
He
that was
ended
in the
up
works.
Putting all his footage on these dumping clips. And
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I think that was the funny thing. I remember at some point me and him had a conversation where it was like, dude, these dumping clips are kind of tight edits. Are we really dumping these? Is this a dump?
But like I said, all the stuff that's on Arkansas.com, it's I could make a full length part out of.
Oh yeah.
It's easily. So
I've-
I have so much clips.
I've considered that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've just making
Here's your part from
Your part from
2005.
exactly.
Here's the
From this point to
2005
that
part.
point, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your part from 2012 to 2018.
I think we could do that.
Right.
I think we could do that.
That's how the Border Town video.
Wait, and then what?
8.
Hey,
10
that's right. Because then you
But
still
that's
have we still have footage from when we went to Tulsa. Before the pandemic, 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, that's definitely
To
before
the
the
gathering
pandemic.
and to the scooter park.
The Jinx Park. the
Yeah, we
scooter
all went
park.
over
yeah.
the keyhole and
We made a
Well, there's some
Instagram.
sort of-
That was an Instagram.
Yeah,
clip.
it was an Instagram post.
Mhm.
Tim
But
House
it
was
was-
there with us.
Tim
Yeah.
House. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was a good edit, actually.
Yeah. And that was probably around when I started paying attention more to copyright stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, you've actually paid attention to copyright stuff longer than that, actually.
I've had it on my mind for a while because I knew it was coming.
Well, there's that one edit you used. It was a really popular 80s song or whatever. Obviously, we couldn't use it.
Oh, somebody's watching me.
Yeah. That one, and there's another one I can't think of, obviously, but
Yeah, I use a lot of 80s video.
It's
80s.
okay.
But that's the thing is that's the stuff that YouTube grabs, and not that everything is about monetization, but it was we could have gotten some monetary gain off of those videos had we been more conscious of the.
well, that's what I was
the
saying.
music
That's
and
true,
shit.
though.
You've been
Yeah.
pretty conscious of that the entire time.
Yeah.
Once we got to a point, you were like, all right, we need to start
Trying to
taking
use
stuff
local
off of
music.
SoundCloud and stuff like that.
Local
yeah.
music. We used Dalton for
Oh, for sure.
a lot of
And then
clips.
what?
What was the guys for the Siloam edit?
Oh, the one-ups.
Yeah, the one-ups.
Dude, we should post that
Well,
one.
you
That
didn't-
was
you got-
good.
you got- don't you have Canis edit
I got Canis.
with Deadbird?
Canis isn't Deadbird.
Which one was it? You did use Deadbird for something.
Canis, unfortunately, was probably Slayer or something.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
There was something
The
you
one
did
ups
use
was
some dead
awesome
bird.
though.
Yeah.
That song that you used for the edit
Mm-hmm.
was so baller.
Everybody go
Yeah.
to Canis. Go to Canis Bash.
Yeah, we gotta go Canis Bash.
So we can have fun.
Canis Bash is coming up. Canis
Yep.
is on
May the 8th.
May
Yeah,
Is it the
8th.
8th?
Yeah,
Saturday.
Yeah. So I've
Show
I've
up.
talked to a few different people down there. And
Better
know
not
that
rain.
Yep.
There's
it
going to
has
be
the
a lot of
potential
people
to
down
rain.
there.
It has the potential to
I
rain.
think there should be a lot of people
Yeah.
because everybody's got. It's not just Canis. I feel like
Yeah.
Lots of
everybody's got
places.
stuff to ride.
Well, and there's a lot more people that are in the scene now. A lot more brands are probably. We got the 2% shirt on.
That's
Look at
right.
that, look at
Damn
that.
it.
2% shirt on.
Nick Maguda hooked it up.
Good holler.
Good.
How much are you being paid for this?
How much are you being paid? What did he pay you?
2 cents.
2 cents. He keeps paying me 2% of whatever we get.
Yeah.
Would Arkansas have to pay that?
That'd be negative 2 cents.
Yeah, so I think we're out. Money. That's funny. So, you know what we could show. I hadn't even shown you guys yet. We got the shirts.
I just said that
Yeah.
to him under
Yeah.
my breath.
Yeah.
Where's the shirt?
Where's the shirts? Yeah, but I got the shirts. I'll go grab them. Yeah, they're right here.
Yes. It's like shirt Christmas.
The heavy shirts.
That didn't sound good. Did he fall?
Kind of sound like he did.
Oh, slime, baby! Nasty.
There you go. A little bit in the front.
Sick, man.
Oh, get ready for this. These are screen printed.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
What's that one?
Yeah, these are screen printed. They went on the
Really?
screen print over the DTG. Yeah.
They didn't do the DTG on
Is this one DTG?
Nope.
Wow.
Wow, okay. It's better than I thought it was
That
going to
one's
be.
pretty cool right there.
I thought
Yeah.
screen print would be a little worse.
That's the leaf.
Yeah,
The
it's better than
leaf
this.
and the slime.
Yeah, dude.
Look at the leaf.
The leaf was
Just look at
dope.
the leaf in there.
That's cool.
It's popping. Yeah.
I like the green slime.
Yeah.
we wanted
green
that to be
slime.
like, so we decided that of that pink one, we had the pink one and the green
Yeah.
one. This was like, we say baby poop or
Baby
something.
poop, yeah.
Baby pee poop or
Baby
something.
poop.
Pea,
Yeah.
pea food.
Pea food, yeah.
Baby
That's
pea
it.
food.
Yeah. And then it's got the neck print on the back. I like the neck print on the back. I think that's a nice
Mm-hmm.
subtle little piece.
Yeah.
It's got the gray and white.
Yeah, it's got
on
the gray.
back.
Yeah.
Signature.
Two different versions. Yeah.
I think I have one of those.
Yeah. That was the ones that we were doing. We actually got
Fresh
some.
got.
Well, we actually got some professionals to do it. So.
Oh, so these are bought?
Some
Yeah,
pros.
it was actually the company that we got the machine over to, and
Oh,
they've
okay.
been working with us. So
Nice.
shout out TC Screen Printing, Silent Springs.
Nice.
They have an operation in Silent and
Definitely a
a
lot smoother.
location in
I like it.
Bentonville, I believe.
It looks exactly like it should.
Yeah, they turned out well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very good.
A slight.
And then
picture.
homie that worked on Dallas's ramp. That one day we were
kid?
talking
Mhm.
about printing stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I work at a screen printing place. I think that's the place he works at."
It's definitely the place he worked at.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but I like half-assed like, hey, we got these, Tajima and DG printers
Yeah.
and everything. And he was just like,
He like perked up, huh?
And he's like,
I'll ask my boss about it, but blah blah blah, and then
and turns out that was the people
Right.
that bought it.
we
Yeah.
go down the road. It's
a trip.
Those dudes own those machines.
Yeah, it's a
currently,
trip.
But small world, they hooked us up.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, we got the shirts, and I think
that's pretty cool right there.
yeah. So I think
I like how
we'll.
Crispin-
I think people can they can DM us now, and we can hook something up, and then eventually I got the website online store built, and I just need to dot the T's, cross the
Definitely
I's.
put a catalog out there.
Yeah. Well,
Gosh.
but now, and this is also the first time that we actually have. Oh yeah.
Come here.
This is probably like the best public service announcement for this. We actually have all sizes for all shirts. So
That's right.
there's
Everybody.
there's not like, do you have my size? So we can actually service all. So finally, we got that.
We printed all extra small.
We can get Jesse in an extra small.
Take the sleeves off. It'd be good.
Pop out of it. But yeah, I think we're close to an hour.
Yeah.
We made an hour. See, this is what I was telling you, Nick. It didn't take that long.
Yeah.
Still though.
We could go longer if we wanted to.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, there's a lot of other stuff we could talk about too. So.
well, and I think that's the other that's where I think the longevity of this comes out, because like there's so many things to go over. You know, I'd like to do a episode where we go over like skate station days. Probably need to bring Neil Crawford on.
It'd be great.
Yeah. We need to. We were talking about talking to. Well, Preston Acuff, he reached out.
Yeah.
So we'll
We've
definitely
got some old Little Rock stuff.
we'll set up something with him for a future one, and then also too the NWA Downhill Revolution guys. I don't know if you checked out any of their stuff on Instagram. They're like building a downhill bike trail that is like serious. I mean, from what I gather, it's super fast.
Right.
And they want to come on and talk about, building DIY trails, which I think is really great because it really ties into like what we do, and like we stick a DIY spot anywhere we can.
Someone needs to come up with like an app,
So
kind of like All Trails.
DIY app.
the problem with the DIY app is that
Some people don't want you to
don't
know where
want
their
to know
DIY
where the
spot
spot is. Yeah, I mean, how many spots do we know that like you can't really just like advertise it?
Yeah.
Man,
I
that's
don't
a
know.
tough subject.
Yeah. But we could go over DIY spots. I'm probably going to bring... I talked to Mark Landry at some, about coming on and
I was
talking
thinking about him this morning.
some old stuff. There's like... I swear we could do like an entire episode on the Cleveland Street Ramp.
I thought about that. You talk about OG, man. That's the spot.
That place, we did a lot of...
Syndicate was kicking. You guys were coming up, and man, that was a small house. A lot of people stuffed in there.
Well,
Yeah, we did
I was going
premieres
to ask
there.
this earlier. What was that like big premiere we did a long time ago? Where it's like I hardly knew any of the Fort Smith
That's-
guys.
I think that's what you're
We
just
all
talking
met in
about.
Fayetteville.
I thought-
Who cares?
Who cares?
Dalton,
Well,
who cares?
Was it the Who Cares
well,
video?
who cares? Yeah, who cares was Dalton.
Because like my crew had a video to do.
Was
and
it at
then
Cleveland
Y'all
Ramp?
had, it wasn't at Cleveland Ramp. Maybe it was at Cleveland Ramp.
Oh, when you were with Josh Nelson?
Yeah.
And I brought up my own part
Mhm.
because I didn't know how
Oh.
to
There was
edit.
that part where you rolled through at the Fayetteville High School. You like dropped in on the grass.
Yeah.
And then you hit that. It was the Daily Grind days.
Yeah, exactly. Lake edited that with, it was like 18 and life to go.
Yeah.
That was so long ago.
Lake
Dude, that
edited?
was-
Hell
Yeah, Lake edited that because I was like, dude, I got this footage just like any time I have
Well, I
footage.
think the Little Rock
Like,
dudes came through, like Todd Gibbon.
Yeah.
And all them came through with
Yeah.
some footage
That was the
too.
first time all of us kind of each.
Man, y'all were
shared our
little
videos.
kids
Dude,
then.
we
Holy
were so
crap.
tiny.
Yeah.
I couldn't even drive. At that point.
What was y'all's epiphany?
Yeah, it was
Epiphany. Yeah.
We brought Epiphany. They brought a video, and then the Little Rocks guys
Yeah.
brought a video.
Oh,
Where was this
yeah,
at?
It had to have been at
It
Cleveland
was at
Street.
Daily Grind.
No, it was a Daily Grind,
It was at
yes.
the Daily
When
Grind,
they
yeah.
had the ramps
Yes.
in the back.
It was right there off of
Back.
71 by the
It's-
ice cream place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Bucks
Yeah, it's
of
across the
Asia
street.
and all
It's
that,
where
yeah.
it's where that prayer room thing is now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He'd be skating in there like all hunched down the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
time because the
yeah.
sound right there.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing that 4-stair rail out front, and I was like, God, there's a
Right.
There's a rail.
Tra-
Yeah.
But that was
That's Travis.
Man, that's been
What a
over
shitty
10
man.
years ago. Travis Elliott.
Yeah.
Travis Elliott, yeah.
Mhm.
He wore a lot of suede suits, like full suede.
was a
Full
baller.
suede suits. And didn't he have like a
He had an Impala or
an
something.
Impala? Yeah, an Impala.
He had that old, like a 60s model Impala, but he also drove like the newest. He had like an Avalanche that he balled around
That
in
sounds
for a
right.
while.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
He was balling.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
hey,
them dogs
hey,
go-
hey, hey.
Yep, dog alarm.
You've done good so far. Come here.
We out in the country, there's plenty of things to bark at.
He's like looking. Which
And
way did they go,
Like
George?
I said,
Everybody knows Rocco.
I should have included Rocco in the post.
We gave him a
should,
chair.
Give
Yeah.
him a chair.
Everybody knows
And
Rocco.
hashtag Rocco.
This is Rocco, dog. Alright, get down.
If you know Johnny, you know Rocco.
That's correct.
All right, bud. He's getting attention. Well, yeah. There's a lot of things that we could go over. I mean, I really I would like to do a border town like front to back thing, where we like talk about like how it started, where when and where it ended. That could be a longer one at some point. We could delay that one.
Can we get Steve on?
Dude, let's get Steve here. He would come. Would he come?
Zoom his ass in.
Would Steve come?
We can zoom
You think he'd come?
I don't think so.
Dang it!
You think?
So I said your only hopes if he can zoom in with us.
You think he'd zoom?
He might.
Maybe.
He's originally the one that told us to do
Well, yeah.
podcast type stuff. He
He
told
was,
us to
he
do
was,
some
he
stuff
was.
like
He could
that.
be down. It just, I don't know.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, he's kind
Talk
of
about busy people that
Yeah.
are got their hands tied up and stuff, man. He does
when you're an
he does
entrepreneur,
things.
you gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to get to the entrepreneur stage where you make money. When is that stage?
Can we do one of these like remote, like somewhere like way out some? I know it wouldn't be live, but
we could do.
Jamie suggested Campfire Podcast.
that's what I'm talking
We
about. You
could-
could do it every once
We
in a while.
could just set
to
up
figure it out.
cameras maybe and like mics and stuff and just record it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the conversations seem to go differently when you're out there.
Well, and then you've always got somebody like Mark out there just strumming on
Yeah,
something.
right.
Like,
But do you know how
tricky,
much
man.
editing that is going to require?
That's
That-
not my problem.
I swear, one of the reasons why I think this is so good is that we don't have to edit it.
That's what I was thinking. Like, dude, don't even have to edit it.
Great.
Brandon doesn't have to stay up until 4 in the morning.
Oh man, I'm
For those
excited.
of you who
Yeah.
don't know, Brandon was predominantly the man behind editing
Edit master.
Arkansas clips
I
and
edited.
everything like
or
that.
anything.
Gibson had his fair share, obviously, but
Yeah, I was.
Too much. I was more of the skating.
this guy's watched
Most
so
of the
much
time.
raw.
That's the way I
footage
was,
in
like,
his life.
They always like coming up on their camera skills, and they'd be like, "Go there, do this," and you'd be like, "Okay," and then
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that was another one, Nick. We did that a day with Nick Gibson, and it was just me and you, and
Oh,
we just went around and just hit.
Skated that 11-stair rail. And
We
then
hit so many spots that one day.
wow,
that,
and you-
the stadium rail.
Yes,
Yeah.
stadium rail and the church rail.
There's some stuff
Mhm.
over there, man.
That
Yeah,
was-
265.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
See, that
That was
thing goes
scary, right?
that
Yeah.
265 church goes back to the 90s as well. That's an original.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
All those flat bars.
The flat bars, yeah.
That sucks
Roger
because you
50
go-
that rail down there,
The
that big
handrail?
one down
Yeah.
there originally.
Yep.
Shortly after
And then-
he started doing Arkansas Ave.
And then what team went there?
Yes.
Bro
it-
style.
It was
Bro-style?
David
Yeah.
Reyes who tried to backsmith it and got
Holy
camera
cow.
flashed by our
Oh,
local Cobra and Huff.
the
No, but
local am.
No, he didn't, it wasn't his fault though. Like something, it was like a flash was falling, and yeah, like his board came and hit the flash, and then he was going to catch it, and I
he got
think
flashed.
as he caught it, it flashed him, and he was trying something on the stair set. I can't remember what it
It was
was.
a backsmith.
Backsmith.
Yeah.
It was a backsmith.
That's
Yeah.
a big set.
That's a big set to backsmith.
Mhm.
But like, just think about getting
But it's
flat-
perfect.
getting flashed, and then having to try
I do
that.
remember
like-
him catching the flash and getting like
yeah.
right in the face.
Cool spot.
Dakota
Yeah.
Serval kick flipped and he'll flip the gap.
Really?
Yeah, that gap's huge.
I never saw
Really?
the footage of that.
What?
Never knew that.
In between the rails.
Yeah,
you
there's
the little gaps.
Instead of doing
Oh,
instead of doing the
yeah.
stairs, you do the gap.
Did
Yeah.
you ever use it?
Yeah, and then in his newest foundation part.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the newest, but one of the recent ones that were
Yeah, not
put
his
online.
shoe one, but the others.
Yeah.
One of the other ones. Yeah.
It was a recent one that they just put
Huh.
out.
Well, there's that
past
bump to
years.
bar in Fort Smith that like Blake Carpenter
Yeah,
and
Front Hill and
yeah. I
Ryan
love-
Townley just tray flipped it just about a year ago or so.
Yeah, I saw
There's
that
a,
clip.
a lot of legit clips that went down on that.
They love that thing. It's
Oh,
crusty.
it's
It's
like the,
worst
it
spot
was like
ever.
the crappy one on lever.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
Yeah, that one's gone too.
Mhm.
The ramp's still there, but the railing around.
It's gone.
It's
bro.
gone.
I was kind of hoping that railing was off in the back, and I actually went and looked for it at one point, but
Yeah.
they
Oh, I
completely
think
got rid of
they-
it.
yeah.
And it's
Went
weird
to the
because they haven't demolished. Those buildings aren't livable. You can't do anything with them,
Mhm.
and you remove the rail. Like,
Like that did anything.
Yeah, come on,
That's what I
man.
love about those dudes. Is they know, like, all through the Midwest, there's these untamed spots that, like,
That's-
no one's ever
I-
skated.
I recently
Well-
seen something like that. They were like, "Oh, if you want to skate a bunch, California's got everything. There's tons of spots, but there's all these spots
Well,
that you don't know about in the Midwest that are just
and I
gnarly."
think that, and Nick, honestly, Boardtown might be a big part of this too, because you did a lot of promotion with them, or like just like reaching out and
You
working with different
travel
brands.
with a lot of the
but,
guys.
but honestly, like the Tumieto guys, like they definitely knew that there's stuff up here to hit.
Well, that was because of the early Jamie Thomas Zero videos, right? And the
They
toy machine
came- they
videos.
Let's
came
not
early
forget,
on.
those guys
Yeah.
love Nick.
Anytime, like Mike just came through here recently during the COVID times, and
So Sinclair,
yeah,
yeah.
Mike Sinclair, he camped in my driveway in his
Oh,
van
nice.
because he didn't want to see anyone, didn't want to go to hotels.
Yeah.
Like,
Those
could I
guys
stay in
love
your
Nick.
van?
I don't blame
or stay
him.
in the parking lot and
Yeah,
just
sure enough.
camp there and leave. He's like, I don't even have to see you. I really don't want to see you. I just
Right.
wanna
It's not that I need to
come by."
see you.
Yeah, and I was like, sure. I was like, stop by. You can camp here anytime you want. So he just pulled in my driveway, stayed, and then left.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
there's just so many,
Yeah.
even pros that just want to skate and camp.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
area is a good spot to roll through.
Yeah.
Real good spot to roll through.
Yeah, I wish we had a more like solid place to like have that like solidified camp and skate thing.
Yeah.
I think that Eureka has like it's close, you know, because you got the Eureka Bowl and the swim spots and the camp
Everywhere
spots
else,
that
it's
are
like
nearby.
an hour or so drive out.
Everything
Right.
else is so
Right.
far away from a camp spot and a skate spot. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
There's nothing close to the Buffalo. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, I
Well-
mean, I guess if you went to the Mulberry Lake, Fort Smith area, you could just hit Fort Smith. But
Yeah.
even then, though.
Yeah.
It's nothing like fantastically awesome and then fantastically awesome to skate. You know?
Yes.
It's not like
Right.
two grand things together.
That's what's rad about Eureka. It's like
Yeah, that's
an
what's
old
rad
school
about
type
Eureka.
of bowl, and it's in like a
Yeah.
weird spot, like a
Yeah.
funky spot.
Well,
Very secluded.
Yeah.
and you're never
And you're shaded on certain
yeah,
parts
you're
of the
never
bowl. Are
really
shaded
in
like,
the
what?
sun.
Yeah.
And like that's so amazing to have.
Yeah, it's
Like we
rare.
take that for granted a lot.
Big time.
You stay in that one corner on the rail, and it's almost always shaded.
Hmm
Mhm.
But that also leads to, I mean, I think that anybody that skates Eureka knows that you got to bring a broom.
Yeah.
And
And if the bowl sweats, you're probably gonna fall in.
if it's wet,
Catch
you're
your- you're gonna catch some
gonna
head.
slide. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. But I think that you could camp there and nobody would really like.
As long as you don't make a fire.
If you didn't make a
That's
fire,
the key.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought actually there's a spot, you know, where we kind of parked down on the side road. I thought that little section. I know that guy lives up there, but
Yeah.
I thought you could stay right there.
No.
Depends on how noisy and noticeable you are. Like that guy,
I guess if
he
you just-
always complains a lot when we park
That's
there.
true.
Yeah.
Party by the cars by there. So
Yeah.
if you're camping there, I don't see.
But I'm
You just went to sleep.
I'm thinking
But,
more
you know,
like pull up a van. You
Yeah.
know.
When
down
we
in
stayed,
that parking lot right down there.
Yeah, if you pull in the parking lot with a van,
Exactly.
like anybody
No,
that
no,
goes, they
yeah.
could stay there for the night.
yeah, if
One
that's
night.
just where you're just going there and go to sleep real
Stop. Yeah.
quick. Well, Beaver's close. The camps, but that's not really like a. It's like a, you know, you can take a shower and everything there. That campground. That's where I stayed, or we were going to stay during when we did the Passion Play
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
stayed-
yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah.
we ended up staying because it flooded. I mean, it rained like cats and
Oh
dogs.
yeah.
So
That
we had to
was
stay
rough.
in the parking
Yeah.
lot
That
at
was gnarly.
Passion Play.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Yeah.
And it rained that whole time.
The
And
whole time.
You know what's going on right now is I think it's the U.S. Open in Fayetteville, the U.S. Pro Cup,
Something like
I
that.
think is what it's called, and it's a whole. There's that guy. Dogs. Enter the dogs.
His tail weighs like 20 pounds.
I found a new guest.
But there's the. I think it's the
You know,
OZ Trails
It's
did
way
it.
more open up there than I thought.
The Centennial place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of spectators up there right now.
I've seen some sick pictures coming out of there
Yeah.
today.
And also, too, not only is the U.S. That Pro Cup happening at Centennial, but also at Passion Play, it's the
I seen them doing something.
it's the Southern Redemption Tour or something. I think it's an enduro tour. And a lot of the dudes that are like real shredders are out there racing right now.
Some pedaling to do out there.
Yeah, but that it's crazy because it's like you have the cross country stuff and the enduro stuff that are happening at one time. This is probably one of the most like bike events that have happened like at one time, bringing the most spectators at one time to
People are
Northwest
hungry
Arkansas.
too, especially right now
Yeah.
because they haven't been able to like.
And we have a lot of new stuff. Like Centennial's still fairly new, and people
Mhm.
haven't hit it. And
Yeah.
I know they want to.
Yeah, and I mean I think it's had a little bit of time to get in people's brains, but ultimately Bentonville still kind of is like the place where people go to,
Right.
and then they go and check the places around it. So Fayetteville is really trying to like stand alone, stand out. Kessler has been getting a bunch of work. The
They got a lot of work done.
the OORC Ozark off-road cyclists, Ozark off-road cyclists. Yeah, those dudes are out there. Tim's house is on.
Was.
I'm not taking away.
He's moving.
Is he?
Yeah.
He moved?
He's going to where he is.
No, I love Tim House.
I'm not taking away anything from Bentonville or anything like that, but they are the first town north that you hit when you come into Arkansas.
Yeah,
Bella Vista.
Bella Vista. Yeah,
Bella Vista.
and they're
You hit
developing.
Blowing Springs real quick, right?
Yeah,
there if you're going
and
there.
yeah, they're developing Bella Vista trails a lot. There is like a crazy amount of trails out there.
Yeah. I've been going up there for a long time, and I keep seeing more and more, and I'm like, what? Like, just dump out of your house, and you're gone.
Yeah, there's even a few places that are like Airbnbs where like you just pop out
Yep.
the back and you're on a trail.
Like, there's a lot of people buying houses up there right now just to Airbnb bike them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, I was up there at that Blowing Springs, and I didn't realize that they have more of a real poured concrete pump track.
There's a few of those.
And there's full on, looks like that place over at, what is that place north of Mohawk? That skate park north of Mohawk.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Wasso. It has a big jump like a Wasso.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, yeah.
Oh,
Those
Owasso's
concrete
the
Like,
jumps.
you
Yeah.
pump around, and then it's got a jump.
Yeah, it's funny.
And it's like,
I
that
love
wide.
Owasso.
Wasso's good.
Mini mega type
Mhm.
thing.
Looking back in like Owasso after riding bikes, I think that like seeing that jump, like that's totally like a bike jump out
It
there.
is.
It's not even really like a skate. Like,
Well, and
feature.
those bowls too, they're steeper than a traditional skate bowl, and I think they're designed for some
I
bikes
feel
because
like
you get up on it and it
Like
grinds
BMX.
forever because it's
Yeah.
they built
Yeah.
parks around for like like Jinx is a scooter park, but like it's actually like a really awesome place to skateboard too.
Yeah.
But it was labeled a scooter park. It's
is.
called Jinx Scooter Park.
It
no,
is,
it's
but
called scooter and skate.
That's it.
It
The
might-
bowl,
it
that
might-
bowl's not a scooter bowl.
It might be that, but like I said, like it's
What is a scooter ball?
There's no such thing, right?
a skateboarder and or a biker could go to that park and
Yeah.
have the best
Enjoy
time
it,
ever.
yeah.
They've
Yeah.
got the cool.
But they label it a scooter park.
Yeah.
That
and
cool
like,
pump track
you know,
thing.
I think what's that Matt Hoffman Park or anything like I forget what.
Yeah,
park.
Matt Hoffman.
No,
maybe
since they
OKC.
redid it though, they dropped the BMX park off of it though.
Oh, okay.
Have they?
They redid it, and that's yeah,
But
it's
still,
way
I mean,
more.
it looks
got
nice.
off-
It looks
yeah,
really
it's
nice.
When
Yeah.
it was Matt Hoffman's bike park or whatever like that, like skateboarders could still go there and enjoy
Right.
it and everything like
They had
that.
some. There's a deep bowl there.
Right.
Like
I love that.
I think it's deeper than 10.
12 foot.
Yeah.
12 foot.
Yeah, it's deep. When you get there and you look, you're like,
I've never.
wow,
I've
it's like
never
a
seen
small
that.
lake as
The
deep as it is.
capsule in the back corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's 12
Was
foot.
it like
Oh
that
my gosh.
Arvada ramp? Like
No,
you
that's
know what I'm
13.
talking about?
That's-
That's 13.
13.
And that's a mellow.
But it's mellow 13.
Ryan
Well, it
Galvin
snakes
backsmithed
into
that.
the 13.
Oh
He
yeah,
backsmithed
he
the
did.
OKC park in
Yeah,
Paris.
I remember that.
Dang.
Yep.
That's
That
awesome.
12 foot big capsule at
Capsule,
the very end. He
yep.
went up, backsmithed it so easy. It was
I think
crazy.
when me, you, and Billingsley went there, like when we went to Arvada for the first time, there was like a pool of blood at the
I
bottom
wouldn't
of
doubt
that,
that.
like big 13-foot
Oh,
wall.
yeah. What?
Yeah.
You know what sucks? There you go. And those rollerbladers, they want to go off that side,
Yeah.
right where it's 13 feet, and you're coming through.
You're
in
cruising
Mach
through.
5, and he's like, going.
That's
Like,
what's
that's
crazy.
me
Is
bad.
those are so deep. Those pump.
You
bumps
can't
that
see people.
You can't see people
Mm-mm.
coming through.
Mhm.
It's sketchy.
I'd say that's probably the
Well,
largest
you got an awesome
piece of
trick
concrete I
there.
ever skated.
What'd you do that 5.0 to drop?
Oh, off that oververt,
Mhm.
the clamshell.
There's
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
stuff there.
That was hard.
That was epic.
That took me a long damn time.
I think Coburn filmed that.
Yeah, that was one of our little the clips from our edit. We
Yeah,
had like
right.
3 video edits
Mhm.
on there. I don't know if those were on Arkansas or not.
Yeah, I
wasn't
think-
sure.
Which one was it?
They went out to Colorado.
When we
Yeah,
went to
me,
Colorado.
Gibson, Jamie.
We had
what's-
3.
Oh, yeah.
3
They're on
different
there.
edits from
Yeah,
Colorado.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you did that. Was it like a back nose blunt or something? And Coburn got the photo. Did you guys just go over there?
No, we went over
No.
to 5-0.
Okay.
Sign
yeah.
over there, Arvada. Or
Yeah,
they-
did like a 5-0 on this really steep part,
I remember something
Yeah,
with a rock.
and then he had to like
Fakey
gap
flip.
out into.
Fakey
The
flip on
fakey
the
flip
rock,
on the
yeah.
rock.
That's
That's
what
what
it
I
is.
was thinking of. Yeah.
What was that place
Yeah.
called?
Lafayette.
Yeah.
Skate park.
That place is really broad and open, but like it was really awesome.
Yeah. The Lafayette park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They had a lot of rocks and cool, unique
Because
features.
there
and
was like
stuff.
that big tall marble ledge
Yeah, the kicker
Mhm.
to ledge.
Yeah.
Bump to
that
ledge.
you like nose blunted and stuff like that.
Fucking hard.
Yeah.
That thing is huge.
Mm-hmm. Why can't we have stuff like that in Arkansas?
Seriously.
Because we don't bitch at them enough.
Yeah.
You don't complain enough.
That's all it is. You just got to stay on them.
It's our parents. Our parents don't complain enough.
That's fair.
It has to be the elder generation.
It's
Yeah.
it's administrative level. That's what it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like you have to have.
No, but be
people-
honest though, we are fixing to get lights at the Fayetteville Park. Well, they say you haven't seen the plans for it,
Mm-mm.
dude. There's like a blueprint plan and
You
everything.
gotta live an hour
And
away from.
They're gonna
Fayetteville.
They're gonna have like a button, like a dial, and it'll stay on, and then it'll kick off at 11.
Well, it's like Bentonville Park, but it was really sketchy because like they had this like siren going off, like the police siren or whatever. I don't know what you actually call it, the light that like circulates and yeah. They had one of them going off like 10 minutes before the lights would actually shut off, but then you had to like skate to the breaker real quick and push the button just to let
right.
it know that you were still there.
Still there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And-
the thing, because it has like a timer where it's
Exactly.
It's like
And,
a
like, if
Denver
you're there-
Park when it just
Mhm.
shuts
you
off
have to
on you.
make it there. and,
You know
like,
it's about to shut off.
there's been a couple of times I was like in the air
That's-
trying to
that's
trick,
right.
and it was like shoot.
That's what's pathetic is that they put these lights for thousands of dollars, and in the middle of summer you have from 9 until 11 2 hours.
Yeah.
They're gonna get
2 hours of
Right.
2 hours
Like-
extra
like,
of darkness. Like,
that's-
woo!
Why are these thousands of dollars spent for 2 freaking hours?
2 or 3 hours of
a
dark.
Yeah.
day?
Well, I
It's
was
like
stoked about the outdoor in Fort Smith, like saying they're
All
gonna leave
night
it on
long.
24
Yeah.
hours just to like prevent the crime and
that's
everything.
how it should be. It's like,
Well, and it does. Like it's been proven that,
I
that
remember
there's
that.
preventative crime from having
Well,
lights
we've
on.
said that at Fayetteville forever. Like, okay, you turn off the lights, it's dark for 8-9 hours. Of course, they can come graffiti. They're down in that
They're
thing.
in the
no
light.
one
Nobody
can
can
see
see
anybody.
them. Yeah.
But if you had lights on, it's like, well, now you got a spotlight on. They're not just going to
Exactly.
whip out the cans and start going to
Because
town.
anybody driving by
Can see it.
make
Can
a
see
call
you. Yeah.
very easily.
that's where
Yeah.
it's pathetic.
I'm hoping that changes a little bit because I mean if you look at places that have a more robust scene, like their light, the conversation around lights is not the
Louisville
same.
Park's on all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
night.
all night.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's not like you're running the old school, really hot lights. You're running these new LEDs and stuff too. So
Yeah.
it's
And you've probably charged all day on solar power, the
probably.
way things are
Yeah.
running nowadays.
Yeah.
We talked about doing that, sneaking up that pole and sticking a solar light up there. It wouldn't have lit up the whole park.
Fayetteville,
No.
You would have had that by the
well,
bathroom.
Fayetteville
Yeah.
Park wouldn't even need that many lights to, illuminate the entire thing.
That's the plans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of shows how the light's gonna, which parts.
The field angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that. That's what they were
I-
saying.
I like- I
Fort
like
Smith
it,
sucks in the deepest corner of
Yeah.
the Fort Smith Bowl.
Oh,
I
really?
mean, I do like it, but man, I wish we just
Well,
updated.
be that as it may, how long have we been fighting for something like that? It's just not happening.
What do you mean?
That's the
Getting
point.
lights at the park.
Mark said it's been in the budget for years.
Mark's been fighting for it
They
for
just
a while.
haven't never
That's
get.
what I
They just
thought.
never get to it.
There's just Mark there complaining. You need lots of people.
Well,
parents,
yeah.
other people. It can't just be one.
Yeah,
citizen
I
that's like
went
kinda
I went back in
complaining.
like 2015 maybe and like had a meeting with
Yeah.
Parks and Rec. They were so blasé about like, look, we're not doing this for you.
Of
Yeah.
course, because they have other people, groups of people
Uh-huh.
that are
Okay.
like, hey, we need this money for this, and we have.
It's when
these
user
people that
groups
need it. Yeah.
It's when user groups come together.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's been the hardest thing to get people to come together for the skate
I do
stuff.
like the idea though. They've already got they spend all that money on the bike trails, and it goes right through there, and they put that water park down there right next to it. The pad, splash pad.
Well,
They should be wanting to improve all that. 'Cause
Springdale's, the bike path that goes through there. I think that there's some. I was talking to Forrest at Groove, and he was saying that there's some kind of like like they're gonna make a diversion, and it's supposed to go into that park where the Springdale skate park is.
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
And-
he said that he's been working on a park design for that area.
Well, and there's supposed to be allotted money towards it, but like I don't know what the scoop is. But like I'm a place that like could get a good skate park. Springdale is so
I feel like that
Wide
area
open.
is
They got a lot of
always-
room.
That area's always been asking for something.
Well, and I
Yeah.
always
That's
thought
why
that
they ran the bike trail through it.
I always thought skateboarding was really good to target. I hate to kind of say this, but like less money people, like lower income people, because they can't go do all these team sports and buy all this stuff. And Springdale's got that, and they
Yeah.
would thrive with a skate park. I think they would cause a lot of people to
Just
start.
no togetherness.
yeah. Well, it's hard to get
They
alignment
could
in,
create
in the
a
scene.
huge scene if they wanted to.
Well, if y'all aren't familiar with the history of the Springdale Skate Park, is that used to be at Brookhaven Apartments.
Brookhaven, and do you live there?
I did.
It was
Yeah.
it was only for residents, and
Only
the dude
for
would come out and go,
residents.
"Get out of here!" and
And
be
they-
like, "You built a skateboard ramp in your apartment complex. What did you think?"
Well,
was
after
gonna
all
happen?"
that, they took it, and the city took over it, and they moved it into their city park,
Yeah.
which is like.
And called
A
it the
mile
city
down
skate
the
park.
road. The
city
And
skate
it was
park.
like, you jerks.
And now instead
The
of
guy just got tired of us coming over to his place.
Yeah,
and
take
said,
these.
Take these ramp out of here. I don't want it anymore.
And in that transition, it didn't get put together correctly, so it's all.
Oh, it's
shaky
so
and,
shaky.
It's
dude.
got spring-loaded coping.
Yeah, the coping's all loose and
I think the
stuff.
funny part about it though is that the coping is like the same amount of looseness that it's always been. So the
On
sound
the same side.
on the
too.
same side is just
Pang, pang.
Yeah.
As I said, it's like the
It's the
X-Games when they
same.
mic up the coping. It's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Ting, ting. It's like,
It's intentional.
Yeah, oh my God.
Need that fresh coping sound.
like, wow, he really grinded. Like, no, the coping's
I mean,
loose.
No, he didn't.
It never feels like it's actually gonna fall apart, but it sounds like
It
It
sounds
sounds
like
like it's going to. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't know if there's any other new parks that are planning on popping up. Not that I've heard of.
I don't know if Springdale's really wants a skate
I
park.
think a lot of stuff's stagnant right now because you can't meet in person. You can't
Yeah.
go down to
Well,
see.
there's
Now a lot of
man.
plans are going
But
down.
it's like you've said in the past, it's like you have your park. What do
Yeah.
you want a better one for?
Yeah,
You
that's
have
the-
a
that's the
skate
See,
way
and
that
I
the
feel like
cities
you've got to wait
put
for
it.
some of these city people to kind of get old and move on.
Yeah.
Let some newer
We
people
need to
come in, and
create
that's kind of
some
happening.
organization that helps create plazas along the trail system that's being built. That's the best way to make something happen.
I really think that if I've heard one consistent idea that's came from all of the different skate entities that are around, it's plaza style stuff along the trail.
Yeah, there's a lot of. We've gone out on the trail just to bomb hills over by this
Mm-hmm.
Lake Fayetteville because there's some cool.
Yeah.
Then you
So-
could get 3 to 5 parks
Yeah,
versus one big park
See, I always-
that only those people in that
Yeah.
area can go to.
I always thought
Yeah.
that Walker needed one, Gully needed some sort of a small thing. After going up to Colorado and seeing like really small parks stashed that were really cool,
Just like a little
like
koi
why
pond
couldn't you have like
bowl that you
yeah
can skate here and then
Well,
some
even-
flat bars and ledges over here and then
yeah some small plaza
30
here,
miles down
Well,
the
even if
trail.
we did
Just
like
a small bowl
skate
or
skate
a
spots.
whale tail off of the side of a trail.
Exactly.
Well, even if we did skate spots down like the bike trail or anything like that, like we would be courtesy enough and like respectful
But
enough.
that's
People
why-
rolling by,
Let
of course.
bikers go by.
But it wouldn't be on the trail. There
It'd
would
be
the
like a
trail,
A and a
there'd
B
be
side.
A side node that's not even connected. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really close to it, but there's a little sidewalk that goes to it. It opens up to this plaza thing, and then there's a little sidewalk that goes here, so wouldn't even interrupt the trail.
I gotcha.
That's the kind of plazas that I was.
It's not like a ledge
Well,
right
they
over
would
the
have to
edge,
like
but-
derail the bikers from going down said path.
That's the only way is
Right.
like to keep it off of the main path.
But even if it wasn't, I feel like we'd be respectful
For
enough.
sure.
It's
I
kind of
feel
like
like-
waiting for a car
But
Yeah.
on your
the
skate
Yeah.
city
spot.
won't allow that.
I
to
feel like
That's
see
true.
what's
That's
crazy is
the
you've got a
reason.
lot
You
of
gotta-
people that
you
ride
gotta
roller
abide by all
skates that
the
would be
city
down for that
rules
too.
and make it happen according
Well, we
to
were talking to Scott
to the
Ripple,
park.
and he's like, when he's coming around a corner really fast and stuff, like he has to be conscientious of the hikers.
Yeah,
anything that are on the trail.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like they come first, even though he's going the fastest.
Downhill
Yeah.
on the-
Yeah.
Yeah, you
In-
can
Yeah.
get that out of Lake Fayetteville sometimes.
in California,
I
Used
there's
to get
a
that up at Kessler a lot too. People would run up there.
well in California there's a bike bell law. Like you have to have a bell on, or you can get ticketed. and it's not just like a bell where you ding it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it just dings. It just goes ding ding.
And see, they're
what?
not
Ding,
diverting
ding.
traffic. or
Yeah,
anything.
straight
They're
up.
just using
Yeah.
the same shit.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be similar like
Yeah.
that, but I would like to see that other
Freaking
system
weirdos,
better.
man.
Yeah.
It's something. It's the hikers. It's the hikers against the bikers there.
Mhm.
It's like having one of those deer whistles on your car.
Yeah, it is. Only hikers can hear.
Oh, sorry. Only the hikers
Something
can hear.
only hikers can hear.
Gosh.
That's good stuff. Well,
You can't
know
just
what?
stick like a baseball card in your spokes.
Dude, that would be funny because like technically, like you're like I made an alarm.
Yeah.
Is it
What?
not an alarm that constantly
Put the co-
goes?
put the
What
Coke
Nick
can
was
up
in
talking
your
about,
your
like
wheels.
there needs to be a separate path where like the skateboarders stay down or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Or the hikers or whatnot.
Well, and the way I was describing it was like, yeah, I mean, and we kind of said this earlier, but like where it would like kind of veer off and it actually be like a grass section
Yeah,
here.
between it.
So it separates it, and then you could go off here, and there's an obstacle here, and it brings back in, and there's no
never,
kind
never
of
needed to be in
There's
anyone's
so many,
way.
and,
Right.
and the thing is, there's so many spots along our trails that are
That need
already
that.
like done up where you could like
Exactly.
it wouldn't even take much.
I already have 3 places
Little
in
hip
Fort Smith that I
spots,
know of that
6.
could be perfect
Yeah.
for that. Just getting the city in the right funds.
Well, it's
to-
unlikely, but like you share a lot of the trails and the stuff you do with horses and
Yeah.
horseback riders and stuff.
well, it's called like multi-use
Multi-use
trails. Yeah.
But you hardly
They're
ever
all
run
over.
into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, over at Richland there was all sorts of little hoof paths.
Farm.
for
Oh yeah.
trails.
There's always horses
Yeah.
out there,
Mhm.
which I mean that's a cool experience for those people riding horses.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, that equally
Big
are.
time.
I wouldn't want to do that. I would not do that.
I was scaring one when I drove by it. He was freaking out, running
Oh,
into the
no
ditch. I
way,
felt bad. I was
dude.
like, I'm going as slow as possible. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm idling.
And of course, it was the youngest kid that was like, I think it was because the kid was nervous and the horse was
Oh, I'm
sensing
sure.
his nerves. And he was
Yeah.
like, the horse was like, why are you freaking out? Shit.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm afraid of horses. Is they sense fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, cars don't sense fear.
No, they don't.
Well, they do now, I guess.
They sense when you're being a dummy, and they warn you. Like, oh, you're coming out of the lane. Let me vibrate your seat for you so you can get back.
Oh, I
in
hate
your
But does it
place.
actually steer you back?
Yes,
Some
some
of
will.
them
Some will
do,
yank you
yeah.
right back in the middle.
See, like when it takes over your
Oh my
drive.
God.
Some of them, like when you're going down the highway and you like.
How you ever
go
gonna
over the
learn
line.
if you don't screw up?
Right.
Right.
That's how
exactly.
when you know, like I ain't gonna have an accident again.
That's with all this like high tech,
Yeah.
that high technology that
Get
they're
too
going on
comfortable.
with. It's like, you know, if you were driving down the highway and you ventured over the double line just a little bit,
Yep.
like in GM models, it vibrates in your seat. Like, you know,
Like
if you're
video
going too
games.
far over to the left, it vibrates to the left of your butt,
Right.
and vice versa. And if you're in like a Japanese vehicle, it's like, you know, it literally takes the steering wheel
Yeah.
and like
Pulls the wheel back.
pulls it to
I know the
opposite
Toyotas and the
direction
Subarus do that
everything
for
like
sure.
that. So they're taking over it, and
Yeah.
Teslas drive themselves. I
And-
mean,
Yep.
they have it's not the best thing ever, but
Making humans even lazier.
yeah, you could literally
I'm
He's
drive.
lazy right now.
Seen the footage of the dude sleeping in his Tesla like 75 miles an hour.
Yeah,
He's all out.
they're
Like-
they're driving themselves, and it's
Yeah.
only going to get better from there. So
Can we have a skateboard that skates itself and
Boo.
Well, haven't we
does
always-
tricks that I can't do?
Correct. It's like, hey, it's like the old aircraft. Hey, man, you want to skate my metal board? Like,
Why would we always
No,
talk
I don't
about,
wanna
like,
skate metal.
having magnets in your shoe and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's so many like people that are still doing hoverboard like video technology stuff. Like they're trying to make videos about the technology of hovercrafts or hoverboards, and like why, you know, like were we really going that far? But we might.
I'd say it's harder to be a poser nowadays than it was 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, you can cruise one wheels. Called it.
You can't,
just push, man. Just push.
Shots fired.
you can't fake it anymore because there's so much video and like
Yeah.
all the smartphones and stuff. Back then, you could like stand on a ledge,
Poser
in
of the
crook
month.
mode, and then
Poser of
someone
the
could take
month,
a picture
yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
and boom, you were crooking that ledge. There was
Yeah.
no, you weren't
Like
capable of getting footage of it.
Luckily, I don't know that there was any Arkansas skaters that got poser of the month, but I know that we got some photo graffitis.
We definitely got
over
photo
the
graffitis.
years. Yeah. A few,
I'd
more
like
than
to
more
hear
than a
about
few,
that.
more than a few.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about that. I'd like to hear more about that.
Oh man, there's a bunch.
Several.
There's a
know.
bunch.
Roger
No.
got in there at one point early on doing the Arkansas Ave rails,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I know,
Yeah, Arkansas. Yep.
I know Skate Station was in Thrasher
Yeah.
for a long time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
For a
jeez.
long time.
We were in there one time when they had Rancid was there.
Yeah.
Well,
It was like packed face to face,
Yeah,
which is weird now.
That's
but-
the stories I want to hear. Is
Well,
like
just the end of the book or the end of the magazine where it's like, you know, what's your local skate shop?
Oh,
They
yeah.
did that all the time.
oh, the
Like,
skate station was in there.
They did
Yeah.
state by state and it.
Arkansas was skate station and
and
skatehead.
Bushwhackers.
Oh yeah, Bushwhackers.
I saw
Skatehead
Bushwhackers
Zeds.
in there a lot.
Skatehead Zeds might have been in there.
That's what we were talking about. One of the better shops was
Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers was the
All the
store.
stuff, man.
That's where
Well,
I
they were
started.
in the mall and they were like it was before like mall chain.
Was
It was
in be-
before pre-PacSun,
It was in
and he was
between
killing it.
Paxson, yeah.
It's in between Fort Smith and Bentonville too.
Mm-hmm.
So all that they
Oh,
got all
right.
that traffic too.
Yep. So everybody would come in.
So I didn't know of any like
Mall was hopping back then.
The
back
mall
when
was
Bushwhackers
popping,
around.
yeah.
Was there any Fort Smith skate shop or anything like that?
The place I got mine was a bike shop. I don't even remember the name. It was a
I don't.
Zorlite board with huge
Yeah.
black
Nice.
cruiser wheels. I was like, why can't I ollie?
Yeah.
Like 65 millimeter wheels.
That
are
board's
tough.
probably worth $500 now. If you
Right.
Zorlite.
No,
Yeah.
Joe. Yeah. Oh yeah. People love Zorlite
That's
stuff.
I'll see
Oh,
like
yeah.
a reissue, like a Vallely. I'm like, oh yeah, I skated that when I was like, 13. I was like, I want to $145.
Yep.
It's a reissue. What is going on?
You, Jeremy.
And they're like, I want to hang it on my wall for $145. Like,
Yeah.
to me, it's just more nostalgic to like go try to skate it. Come
Yeah.
on.
Is it you, Jeremy, and Nate that have the badass photograph with
No,
Mike Laley?
I had to work that night. It's Jack, Jeremy, yeah, Nate were there.
Jack, Jeremy, and Nate.
Yeah, Mike V came through. He was playing with the Black Flag.
That's it.
Nice.
I remember that.
They called me, and I was trying to get off work and drive home, and Mike V was like, I told him, I said, man, I'm stuck at work. He's like,
Oh, you actually
Black
talked to
Flag
Mike
is,
V?
yeah, he's like, Black Flag is the anti-man, because he was saying I was working for the man. I was like, I know, we're for the man, I know.
That's so
That's funny.
awesome.
They knew I couldn't make it, so they made me talk to him. I was like, well, I'll talk to him.
Well, that's cool. You still
Yeah.
got to
I had-
experience that at least.
I had an equally bad experience where Atmosphere was in town and I couldn't make it because of work, and like I was like,
Dixon Street Theater?
yeah,
I saw that one.
yeah.
That was a good show.
Well, you're
like-
homies with
That was a
I
good
RJD.
show.
wanted to go so bad.
You're homies with RJD too, though, right?
I wasn't homies, but I did get connected with him and did a show for no money.
mean,
It
that's
was
a-
fun
Yes.
though. It was fun though to like
When you do something
for somebody.
for
that-
somebody with no money, that's kind of a big favor.
Yeah. So he owes me one. RJD2,
Does owe
you
you
owe
one.
me one.
Pay up, sucker.
Pay up. Oh jeez. Well, I think we've accomplished an hour. I think I can rightfully let you guys go.
Yep.
You've been released from custody.
Back to school.
Back to school. Yeah. Well, this was good. We did a thing, and the chat was pretty active. We had a couple people on there. Created.
No trolls?
Oh, wait, not well, Jesse.
I'm sure say somebody's on there like,
Jesse's on
that
there.
one dude's nose is too big, man.
Jesse's been waiting for this though.
Yeah. No, he has a couple things to pop in. He's talking about a cute firefighter chick.
What? Oh.
Jesse is?
Yeah, he said like when we were camping.
Yeah, when we went camping that one
Oh,
weekend,
yeah.
like all the
Yeah.
firefighters were like, there were a bunch of girls down there, like,
Yeah.
You
what?
should have showed up, Juice. We probably would have let you on camera.
I wouldn't let him on.
Sorry, we're out of seats.
I got Created. He's been up on there for a minute. And Keegan, he's up on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people hopped on there. We didn't have a whole lot. There was probably like, I think we might have got to 10,
Yeah.
10 viewers.
If you guys are
max.
lucky, we'll talk about cooler stuff.
Thank you
sometime.
guys.
Yes.
We love you all.
Yeah.
You're the best. Thanks for tuning in.
And they'll be able to watch more. A lot of things are going on right now. It's like one of the nicest days that we
Yeah.
have right now.
And they'll catch it later.
And so I imagine a lot of people are out freaking skating, riding,
There'll be
doing
more to
something,
come.
getting on the water.
Soaking up
We're gonna go
Yeah.
check. We're gonna go check it ourselves. So
Yep.
we're out.
Peace.
Later.